Hey everybody, it's Nicholas Ashbaugh. Welcome to the new moon here in October. I always like to tune into lunar and celestial events like this. Today is no exception. The way that I'd like to organize this is to pull 3 cards for the new moon itself. Then we'll do a pick a card and maybe just a brief meditation at the end. Let's begin. All right, please take a moment, close your eyes. Imagine that there's a circle of light around your body. Let's welcome in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters and see what's coming forth. We're going to look at past, present, and future influences in this new moon. All right, let's take a look at the past influences in this new moon. We have the 8 of Swords coming through, and I've often referred to this as the prison of thought. Sometimes if we imagine something is impossible, it becomes impossible. Sometimes when we say something will never happen or we can't do it, we're speaking that into existence. The release and the reverse of this is basically saying, why not? How can I get through this? There must be a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So you're believing even if you haven't yet seen how it's all coming together. This is also allowing you to see that sometimes we build things up. The next one in this particular suit is the 9 of Swords. Typically, you see someone with all the swords at night, keeping them up at night, and it's putting unnecessary intellectual and mental energy into something that hasn't yet manifested. So this is really step 1 is to just release the fear, release the doubt, and ask the questions, why not? Now, this is also about opening your eyes. You'll notice that this person is blindfolded. Both on the 2 and the 8 of Swords, we have blindfolds. So when the card is reversed like it is today, it's saying, I think I need to look at this a little bit closer. What am I really afraid of? Because if I can see this for what it is, then I can unshackle myself. Then I can perhaps explore other options out there. And I need to see the truth. I need to get beneath the surface. You may also have a feeling that others want you to stay in a certain way of being. So this prison of thought may not be your own. It's someone else saying, I don't see that for you. I see this for you. That's their path. That's their vision. That's their truth. It's not yours. So you could be deciding to take off a mask that someone else put on you because it never was you. So own your own vision and path. Say no if you need to if someone's trying to put a mask on. Be curious and push back on those thoughts that I can't or it won't or I'll never, because they are creating unnecessary blocks. And again, they can be self-fulfilling. Stay curious, stay open, and take off the mask. Let's move on to the present, right here, right now, whenever you're watching this video. One of the most powerful cards in the major arcana, the Magician. If the Magician is in the upright position, like we see here in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card, it is a conduit. As above, so below. You're bringing all of the thoughts, all of the possibilities through your physical being, and you're basically bringing it into the planet, creating something tangible with it. It also is a reminder that you don't have to be the battery for someone else. You tap into the universal flow. This is what healers do with Reiki, for instance. But if you're feeling a little bit exhausted, this is also a call to heal yourself and to be smart about how often and when you plug into people, places, events, and energies around you. And to reconnect today, this is the most powerful and the most important thing that you could do today is to reconnect with Source, reconnect with your higher self. And the reason that this has the candle above and below is the same thing. It's about balancing out the energies and getting rid of any of the sort of polarities in your life, trying to come a little bit closer to center. Now, this is also a card of focusing and believing. Again, in this traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card, you can see he has everything at the altar there, but he has to make a choice. What do I want to focus on? What's important to me? There's still discernment on this. He could do everything at once. He could do one thing at once. He could just pick a couple. It's important to figure out what recipe works for you. And the recipe is how you're spending your time and what you're trying to do. This is also about trusting yourself. Now, when the card is reversed, things are coming through, insights, intuition, and opportunities, but he may have the prison of thought that we had here from other people affecting his view. It's like a pair of glasses that don't quite fit. I had to recently upgrade mine just because I couldn't see the screen as well. So I'm like, okay, we got to get these working. Sometimes you need to put on a new pair of glasses to see things better. And it's about developing your own lens or your own view. You see it within, then you create it around you. The magician creates. And, it's not an illusion like it is with a modern day magician. This is magic with a K. You're actually bringing and breathing something into life because you can see it here, you can feel it here, and the passion is what's going to create it. So I really think that this is a time for you to surpass your expectations and connect with your cosmic self. If I zoom in on that hand, that's actually a decent portrayal of what it looks like if you were to put a grid across your hand, your body. So we have 7 energy centers that are the major ones, the major chakras. But you have like one at the tip of every finger. You have all these smaller points. It's almost like you have a little galaxy of stars. So I'm able to, if I meditate enough, see the subtle body. And it's interesting. It's not just that, it's like a web too. So the way I perceive it with my third eye, I've seen all the energy points and then these sort of like fiber optics or webs that kind of connect it. And that's how, like when you work with a healer, they're kind of connecting those cosmic webs to yours and they're lighting things up. You have it whether you see it or not. You just have to believe in your ability. It's like having a green thumb. And that's what the magician has. Anything that it touches, because it's connected to source, because it's channeling the divine insight and energy, magic happens. Things start to click. So you are not stuck. Here's the thing that also came to me on this, which is, I think it is just thoughts that get stuck, but the energy is constantly moving in our body. All the electrons, all the stars, space, there's movement everywhere. So you're only as stuck as you want to be. So let's not be stuck right now, right? Who has time for that? All right, before we move on, let's say hello to Apollo. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Thank you. All right, let's take a look at what's coming through in the future state here. We have the wonderful Queen of Cups coming forth, and this is what's coming after the new moon. So Queen of Cups is all about receptivity. And think, if you will, of it like a light switch. This is the metaphor that's coming through for me. You have to really be open to receive. I am ready, I am willing, I am able. And really connect with the I am. Fill in the blank in whatever it is that you are attempting, wishing, or destined to do, and really feel that sense of you're ready to receive it. I'm also looking at her rising above all of the waters around her, tricky waters, challenges, emotional situations, the hectic energy of the world. She's on this little platform, watching it, but not being beholden to it. I think this is where a lot of us have to be at the moment. Find our solid ground in a sea of nonsense and figure out, how am I going to channel some common sense, some sensitivity, some intuition, and bring all of this into a better trajectory. It's interesting that out of this seashell, there's like this cosmic hand, like one of the aces. So I do feel like for many of you, there could be a new idea that you're trying to latch on to, something creative, intuitive, and the magician energy that we were talking about right before this is important. Just feeling like, why not? Why don't I focus on this? What's holding me back? This is a great time, I would say the week ahead, to really focus on relationship energy, speaking your heart, speaking your mind, saying what needs to be said. A lot of clearing, a lot of opening. And I like that we're ending on a card that is showing, again, solid ground, sensitivity, creativity, and perspective. That's what the gift is of this new moon. Let's move on to pick a card. Most of you know how this works. I will select 3 cards face down. You can ask a question, and then you can jump to the time code for the card that you want to pull, basically, and that will be the answer to your question. One alternate way to use a pick a card is to ask 3 unique questions as each card is pulled right before it's pulled. Either way works for me. You just set the intention so your guides know how to connect you to the cards, okay? Take a deep breath, see that circle of light. Let's welcome in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters. Let's give these cards a couple of good shuffles here. This will be card deck number 1, or I should say just card 1, card 2, card 3. What's cool about these is you cannot tell if they're upright or reversed, all right? So let's begin with card number 1. You received Judgment reversed. There's so many things that are coming through with this. Let's just look at the card in the upright position. So we see something has come to a close. There's a decision. There's an inner understanding, but there's resistance. Don't fight your common sense or your best judgment. So sometimes we know what to do, but for any number of reasons. Sometimes the fear of other people's judgment, we don't move forward with that. So this is saying trust in your intuition. It's leading you in the right direction. That's why the Magician was reversed when I was looking at present energies. So if you said a yes or no, what I would say is wait until you're ready, because there's something about this where there's a little bit of disbelief, hesitation, or lack of preparedness that is going to make it more difficult. So soon, but not yet. And really do your research a little bit too, to make sure that there's no doubts that are kind of left. But ultimately, what I'm really getting with the judgment is you may have, you know something on an inner level, but you're not accepting it. Like it makes sense. Something has to start, something has to stop. But the human part of you is resisting the change. There could also be people around you that are resisting your next move. Why do you want to go there? Why do you want to do this? They think that they know who you are best, but you know you. And so it's disregarding harsh judgments, whether internal or external, trusting in your intuition and accepting what the next step is, and rising to the call. So the archangel that's always in the corner is saying, let's do it. Now is the time. What are you waiting for? You don't have to have some special event, but for whatever reason right now, this is like an alarm that's beeping and saying, it's time. Are you awake? Are you ready? If there's something that feels absolutely counter to what you want, don't do it. So that's one thing here that you also want to follow is your own path. This is a card that allows you to reinvent and reimagine. It literally is rebirth. In many decks, you will see that. So if you've had a setback, health, emotional, financial, anything, you have a chance now to learn from it and do better. And that's all you have to do. There's no real failure in life if you evolve, if you kind of level up there. So that would be my advice on this, is to give yourself room and a chance and some space to evolve and to try something different. And if you already know that you're ready for something, that you're wanting to go down a path, now is the time. Judgment is saying, let's do this. If not now, then when? So lean into the change that's already coming through. Card number 2. We have the Ace of Cups in the upright position. If you were asking a yes or no question, this is a yes with an exclamation point. The Ace of Cups is showing that now is a time to embrace something new. It could be new love, a new opportunity, or just this new sense of positivity, creativity, affirmation. It beautifully aligns with the Queen of Cups in the future position for the new moon. So this is a great time to begin. Aces work in like 3 ways. You can offer something to the world, something you're proud of. Hey, I've worked on this project. Hey, I've worked on myself. Hey, this is something that I want to share. And that enthusiasm and that joy is magnetic. So you could be delivering. There could be someone giving you the ace, saying, I approve of you, or I love you, or I would like to be connected to you. And so the ace can be an invitation, typically for love or some sort of opportunity. Also creative opportunities too. The ace can also be a request you can reach. So you can give, you can receive, or you can ask. And if you're asking, do it with love, do it with kindness, do it with compassion. That's the key thing here. Elevate everything with love. With love, you've got a skeleton key. Anything is possible. This is exciting. If there's a new relationship, this portends good things, a new job, a new activity. This is a start. All aces require a follow through. So it's important to figure out what you're going to do to take it to the next level. But I think so far that's one of the best cards that we've pulled. All right, let's move on to number 3. We have the Strength card in the reverse position. Anything is possible, but you have to look at what the trade-off is. That's the first thing that I see with this. So as this woman is trying to outmaneuver a leopard, which is fast and powerful, it comes at a mental cost. All the flaming red hair also kind of reminds me, you can see like there's smoke coming through this. She's putting a lot of mental energy to try to get someone, like to convince someone, to negotiate with someone, maybe even to struggle with someone. It could literally be, for some of you, like this physical struggle. But I think it's more symbolic here, where someone is constantly pushing your buttons and you're trying to push back. Strength tells me you can manage whatever is in front of you, but there's a time limit. And there's also an element of gracefulness as you go through this. So if someone else is kind of acting up and, making whatever sounds a leopard makes, you just kind of like let them get it out first. Try not to meet that energy there. Try to bring it down and de-escalate. And so de-escalation and negotiation and diplomacy are going to be really essential in this. The most important thing, and she is putting her hands in the mouth of that cat, it's usually someone trying to get you to say or do something that you don't want to do. And because it's reversed, there's a big sort of nudge from the universe not to allow that to happen. Don't let someone be a ventriloquist for you and say something like, isn't that right? Don't you agree? You can pump the brakes and say, actually, no, we didn't talk about that. No, I don't agree. And I have some thoughts. And here they are. So push back on anything that is pushy from someone else. If someone won't talk to you or is trying to ignore something, this is where you have to pull them in. And what you can use, it's not always physical strength. It's a contract. Say, you agreed to deliver this, or you agreed to help me with this. I need your help. So you can use a written contract. You can negotiate. You can remind them that it's the right thing to do, but it will take some energy. So this is a yes, comma, but with great effort. And yes, comma, but this is something that you should be able to pull back from in the long run, because it takes more than it gives, and there will be a time where it's not worth it. So there's great energetic output. If you're fighting a court case, if you're trying to get a divorce, if you're trying to, do something right or wrong, even though this would normally be justice, you want strength on your side too. I feel like you can muscle and push through this, but wow, it's a challenging period. So take it all in stride and try not to take yourself for granted. Right now, it's time to heal yourself emotionally, energetically, whether you're going to someone like a chiropractor, acupuncturist, or you're just going to do some healing on yourself, which is what we're going to do in the meditation. To kind of prime us up for the meditation, I'd like you to take a good long look at the magician. As I said, there's one hand reaching towards the heavens, there's one pointing towards the earth. He has all of the tools, all the capacity to make something happen. That pose is what you can imagine in your mind's eye that you're doing. But let's create a few things around you to set the stage. First of all, instead of just a circle of light, imagine that there's a circle of candles twinkling, and that it's an evening or early morning sort of meditation that you're doing. So you see this gentle candlelight, almost creating these pillars of light from the earth to the heavens. That's also creating a protective cylinder around you. See your favorite star or constellation or galaxy in the sky. Andromeda is coming to my mind's eye. So see that, and then imagine that you could reach out and start to collect some of the starlight, and then reach the other one towards the candles and feel the candlelight, and then allow those two sources of light to coalesce into your heart. And breathe with this, allowing it to clear out anything that doesn't need to be there or anything that you no longer want to have in your life. You can even take your hands and move them over your body and just imagine that you're gently pushing away, sweeping away, and removing all of that old energy from you. If there's anything that needs healing, you can reach up towards the stars, pull the energy from the heavens into that part of your body, and breathe with it. Imagine that you have all of these little fiber optics that can connect the light from there to you, and allow that to continue. And you can pause this and just stay in that state for as long as you need to be in order to create a newfound equilibrium. If there's something that you're trying to understand, if there's a path that you need to take, imagine that now there is an arrow that's pointing out from this circle of candles, like this is the path. Your heart is shining that sort of arrow in that direction. And at the end of that arrow, you can see a person, place, thing, or maybe a time marker that's going to help you navigate the week and the month ahead, because this lunar reading can really take you up to 4 weeks if you want it to. Know that in this moment, you are enough. You are connected to Source. You are not beholden to anybody else's version of you. It's time for you to create a new mold and to break free of the old one. We did a little bit of this last weekend, but in this moment, I'd like you to imagine that your heart is shining as bright as a star, any color star that you would like, And as it grows and as it glows, it starts to push out any of the debris, any of the masks, the facades, the illusions, the baggage, the pain, the hurt, the karma, the mess that we sometimes gather in our auric fields. And every part of your body lights up like a galaxy. If you were to look at your hands, you would see all of these points of light. If you were to look within your body, you would see nothing but pulsing light, shining in every direction. In this moment in time, you are clear. You are ready. Let's make the most of the day ahead. Before we end, it's time to come back into our bodies. So gently take a nice deep breath. You can repeat this a few times if you need to. With each inhale and exhalation, feel the air moving through your bodies. Feel the presence of your mind and your body. Imagine that they're snapping together so that you are back here on this planet. Place your feet on the ground, your hands on your heart, and just give yourself some gratitude for showing up today. And if you enjoyed this, there's a couple things that you can do that help out and say thanks. Basically, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss any future readings, and also share. There's a little share button here or wherever I post it on social media. You can reshare it. Go ahead and let people know that they can find this video here, and that helps the channel grow, and it lets me know that this is something content-wise that you enjoyed. You can also give back with a sticker in your comment. You can join as a member, and I do special Q&As just for members, and you can see some of those on my main channel page. I open it up to everyone, but I'll segment it out where members can ask me questions. The other way that you can give back is actually through PayPal. I know that some of you don't want to really work with the Google ecosystem, so it's basically my full name there as well on paypal.me. And all of these links, by the way, you can find on my website. So when in doubt, go here. And on social media, it's always going to be there's a theme here. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh. And again, that's on my website as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. I wish you the best in this new moon and in this month ahead. And until I see you again, wishing you all the best. Let's give Apollo a little pat and wrap it up. Yes, I know. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye.